Hello, I am Blaze Bayley. This is probably the greatest show in the world, Sonic Perspectives.
The circles of stone and the high mountain peaks as I wander this great land. I see them all and I wonder if I belong. A portal that connects the dream world to me, the circle of torn stones. Give me a sign and I will know where I belong.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another interview of Sonic Perspectives. We're here chatting today with the one and only Blaze Bayley about his upcoming album, Circle of Stones. Blaze, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Rodrigo.
Yeah. Well, before we get into the new album, how are you doing health-wise after your heart attack in 2023 and the bypass surgery?
Well, I'm very lucky. I was 10 minutes from death, and the paramedics said if it had been 10 minutes instead of 2 minutes that they got to my house, that's it. I just wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be promoting this album. I wouldn't have the video or anything. So I'm very, very lucky to be here. I actually approved the final mix of the album and final master on the Friday, and on Saturday I had a heart attack and was rushed to hospital and almost died. So I'm very, very lucky. And then I had 6 months with no gigs, no work at all, just healing, major surgery, quadruple bypass. They cut you in half basically and rip out your chest. Rip your chest out and put your heart out there and then start replumbing it all. And you know what? Coming back, I'm really weak. It takes a year to get your strength back because of all the intercostal muscles. But my voice is stronger than it has been for a long, long time. And I never expected that or predicted it. But that's really, really weird. I feel like I'm singing better than I have done for about 10 years. So I think this thing was creeping up on me.
Yeah, well, and we're commenting just before we started rolling. You lost a ton of weight as well, which, it looks great.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. And, well, you did 6 UK shows, I think, towards the end of last year, and you also played with Wolfsbane for a while. What was it like to be on stage for the first time after the surgery?
Well, I was nervous. I was very, very anxious. Rehearsal is one thing, but then you think the adrenaline and everything of the live performance. I'm on all kinds of medication now. So that was a little, okay, well, I'm on medication to stop me going too far. But once that first show was over and I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, I've survived. And then I started getting stronger. And by the end of the year, we had 12 Wolfsbane shows. And by that last Wolfsbane show, man, I was really strong.
Right.
So I'm really looking forward to this year and looking forward to my singing. So it's a long time to go. 6 months, I'm not going to, I just can't do anything really for 6 months. But I think that was a good break for me because I never get to see bands. I'm always somewhere else. I miss a lot. So I managed to see Metallica. I managed to see Maiden twice,
wow.
which was really cool. And I went to Stone Dead Festival, Download Festival, Bloodstock Festival, things I haven't been able to do as just a guy going to see a gig, a heavy metal gig, albeit that some of my friends are in the band on stage, So it was good, and I think that was a nice break to just go, yeah, I miss it, but that's good. That's where I work, but I'm kind of not working. So, and the incredible support, you wouldn't believe messages, the letters and cards and everything from fans, the well-wishers. so many people wishing me back to health, man. I really think those prayers meant something. And when I came home, my fiance, she put all of those cards up on the wall. And it's just very, very humbling to think that what I do actually means something to people. I'm a tiny, tiny artist, and I'm very lucky. I can do whatever I want, and I have great support, and that it means something. It was very, very humbling. I'm so lucky to have such loyal and supportive fans, Rodrigo. I'm so lucky. And I've done a song on this album, and it's called The Broken Man, and it's a song of thanks, really, directed to my fans and the people that have supported me when things have got rough. I didn't expect them to get so rough I'd have a heart attack, but I've had a lot of great support, and I think the album, it means something else now. There's so many coincidences to go with it. I nearly didn't see the album, because I could have been dead. And then when we got in touch with Nicholas, who does the vocals, he plays the part on the album. You've got the circle of stones there, and there you have the piper from the past, and there you have the guitarist who represents the future, and it's in two sides. So you've got side one is more conventional, side one, and then side two is the story of the circle of stone. And instead of having lyrics on the dust cover, I don't like that, because when you're shipping, if you've got the lyrics and a really nice folder, that can get damaged in the shipping quite easily. So what I have is a booklet, and with this, you get everything that you would get if it was a dust cover, but there's all your lyrics laid out there. And you get that artwork. So it comes in two halves. There's your first 7 songs, and then the story, the concept, the idea, that starts on track 7 with the call of the ancestors. That's the bagpipes and the electric guitar. And they're all melodies from the album that we made into a special song for the bagpipes, and then the guitar plays with that. So it's like the past of the traditional bagpipe instrument and the future of the electric guitar talking to each other and coming together, and then that's the beginning for that first single, and then there's your lyrics on that part. And so with this, what happens is Niklas from Wolf, Swedish band Wolf, he takes the part of the ancestor. So in the very beginning, you hear somebody saying, "In your mind's eye, can you see our homeland?" And you've got the bagpipes and all that. That's the voice of the ancestor coming from the dream world. And then in Circle of Stone, he actually says there, he says, an illusion, a shadow, a spirit, a dream. I exist. I am real. My unspoken name, the sorrows of all that are lost. So he's talking. This is the beginning of the journey, calling in your dream, from the dream world. The ancestors are restless. They lost their homeland. They were forced out. They're calling to you in the dream. And he symbolizes that. And his voice is so different and distinctive that you can't mistake. When we're singing together, you know that it's two voices. And now that you know his voice is the voice of the ancestor, you know that every time you hear his voice, you're hearing the call of the ancestors. And that goes through in different places on these 7 songs on the story of the Circle of Stone, and we're so proud of it, man. It's unreal. And you know what? I didn't know this. The village where he lives is where his ancestors lived.
Oh,
and
wow.
you know what? There is a stone circle in his village, and it is from a Viking longboat.
Wow.
A Viking, his ancestors are Vikings, and my fiance comes from the Ross clan in Scotland. They fought at Bannockburn against the English and won against the English for Scottish independence with Robert the Bruce. I didn't know that before this. So it's incredible, man, the coincidence. And we got engaged at the Heelstone of Stonehenge on the winter solstice of the year before.
Wow.
So all comes together. It has so much more meaning than I thought it did. All these coincidences. And I'm saying to, Nicholas, could you do a bit of video? I'll go, yeah, there's a stone circle in my village. I'll go, what? It's incredible, man. Absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So when you see, you can't say all this in that one video, but it had to be Circle of Stone as the first song. It had to be, because the way it starts, bang, what, bang, come on.
Yeah.
Circle of Stone. Really, it starts with the bagpipes gently before. I don't want to have my first single started like that. That starts a whole side of the album.
Yeah.
So we had to go back. And then people go, who's this other voice? Well, when they listen, they go, the voice of the ancestor. That's why it's there. Why do we need an extra voice on the Blaze album? You don't know yet that it's actually a story. And this guy is playing the part of a ghost, of an ancestor, of a dream. So, and which I think, when you listen to his voice, that it does sound, man, spooky. Spooky.
Yeah, and I think I was going to ask you how you got to him and how you selected him, but it sounds like he's the right man for the job.
Well, it's another coincidence. We're doing Metal Maniacs Festival in the Netherlands, I think it was. Lovely festival, small festival, indoors. We had to share a dressing room. I fucking hate sharing a dressing room with anybody. Even my own band, I fucking hate it. I want my own dressing room to get ready and be miserable in before I start, focus, get ready for my gig. Oh, for fuck's sake, sharing a dressing room. Who are these guys I never heard of? And we, just start talking, and fucking hell, man, we got on same values in music and everything, and we swap numbers, we're getting it, let's keep in touch. And then when Chris Appleton and myself are here thinking, you know what, it'd be great to have a different voice on the album. It would be great to have someone who actually was the ancestor, the voice of the ancestors, nothing like me. And he goes, hey, what about Nicholas? Anyway, he's a great guitarist and everything. I said, let's get in touch. And we got in touch, and it just started, man. It was some coincidence about a shared dressing room at a festival, and it's just wow. And I can't imagine having these songs without him. And there's one little bit. Have you managed to hear any of the other songs?
Yeah, everything.
So here then, there's one part. It's absolutely, I think, it's pure magic, absolute coincidental magic. It's on song 10, A Day of Reckoning, and we come right down to reckoning. A day will come, I swear I will return, justice will be done. It's not the end of the story of my tribe. Now this, I feel my ancestors in me. Now me and Nicholas, they are alive. And Nicholas, fucking hell, man. And then the two voices, carry on. It's fucking hell. It's like, wow. And when I got the mix, I'm saying, put Nicholas in that bit. And I was like, Nicholas, I really want you to do this bit, man. You can't just do it. I have to have you here. We do it. And it was all getting close to the wire and fitting it in. And then I had to send it to get it done. Chris put this in and got all of this. And when I heard it back and it goes, they are alive. And it's they are alive. I'm going, fucking hell, man. The hairs on the back of my neck. It's like, the ancestors are in me and they are alive. For fuck's sake. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And all of that. All of these coincidences, I can't imagine it without, man. What would it be without that?
Yeah.
Without that voice, those two voices in this very, very quiet section going, they are alive. It brings the whole thing to life.
Yeah, yeah. It would have been a different album for sure if you didn't have Nicholas there. Absolutely, yeah.
I think it's for some people, it will take a while to get used to that. But after a few listens, people, I think, would just go, no one else could do that.
Yeah, yeah. And well, on the album with you have Chris Appleton on guitar, his brother Luke also on guitar, Martin McNee on drums, and Karl Schramm on bass. It seems you found your definitive band with these guys, right?
Yeah, and I'm very, very lucky. What happened was Luke Appleton was in Iced Earth and Absolva. He was doing that. And then he left Iced Earth and he was available. I snapped him up. So he was on tour with me in the touring band. And what I said to him at the start there was, I don't want you to think of this as rhythm guitar. I want you to think of it as a different role, power guitar. Because sometimes when you have these big open chords, the thing that really only the electric guitar can do, that big E chord and all of these other things, I said, these are the important things. They must not be trivialized. They have to be exact. They have to be, that chord has to be struck as perfectly as possible to give it the volume and momentum, the vibration of the strings through the magnet, to bring it out. And if you just, okay, no, man, it has to be very, very positive. So I'm calling it power guitar. Yeah. And I said, it's gonna require a bit of patience because you're gonna feel like you should do something. But what's actually happening is you are creating the background that will support and raise up everything else by doing this. And so that's what we do. He's power guitar. And of course, he's such a good guitarist. He does all these different melodies. And when we want to have a dual guitar or a harmony guitar or an octave, man, I can get them anything going. No, I want this sound now here. I want this happening. That kind of, I can have anything I want. And then I can go, I want the power chord. And he goes, this one? I go, no, longer. Like this? I go, no, longer. He's going, what? I go, yeah, longer. So it goes, he's going, this one, yeah, this one, no. So it's that, man. Yeah. And I think it just brings it to life. And I think with Karl Schramm, what we've done, I get him to do a lot of very understated things, supportive, but also very much the communication between Martin McNee and Karl Schramm, bringing that rhythm together. That is not the main part of the Blaze Bayley sound. The main part is the melody guitars and the vocal, the expressive vocal. And then, unusually, for a lot of rock and metal, the bass and drums are supporting. They're not featured. They're supporting. So those guitars, the full range of that sound comes at you. And that's how it works. And they do such a great job for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
And when you get a good sound on the right night, man, it's unstoppable.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let me ask you about the sequencing of the album. Outside of the suite or outside of the concept, I mean, it starts with Mind Reader and Tears in Rain, and then a moodier track like Rage. I'm assuming there's a thought process as well to sequencing those songs, right?
Yeah. So I want to start direct. And with War Within Me, I had to really not so much argue, but I had to discuss with Chris Appleton how we were starting this album. I said, I want the guitar solo starting the album. Okay. And he kept sending the mix back. I said, no, it's got to be louder. It's got to be louder. It's got to be up, up, up. So on War Within Me, when that album starts, it starts with a raging guitar solo in your face. Like this. With this, I wanted it bang. I wanted a direct start, and I wanted that vocal in there very urgently. And I wanted to state my claim, because with this, we have, they can knock me down, but I won't stay down. And if they read my mind, they will find I am ferocious. And that's how I wanted to start the album. I'm like, yeah, fuckers, you think it? Yeah, put me down. I've been down before. I've been down. I will fucking get up and I will fuck you up. I'm coming back. Yeah,
like a middle finger.
Fuck up. I'm coming back. Yeah, I'm tiny. So what? I'm tough. You want to stop me? You can't step on me. You break your fucking foot if you try. So fuck off. And that was Mind Reader, man. I was, come on, unstoppable. And Tears in Rain is from Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep, Philip K. Dick. That book, I took so much from that book, so much inspiration for songs over the years, and especially on Silicon Messiah album. The movie is Blade Runner, and that scene from Blade Runner, I mean, it's an iconic scene now where Roy is on the roof and he's holding the dove, and he's tried to kill Decker, but he saved him.
Yeah.
And there he is there, and Decker's like, what is happening? And there is Roy. Suddenly, Roy, with this terribly limited life that he has, he is human. He's complete in that moment. He's completely human. And man, that's one of the saddest and most beautiful things. And it's iconic. And I think a lot of us that love science fiction, we've used that for, just like Tears in Rain, as something to disappear. And I think that futility, that hopelessness, but he never gave up to that last second. He never really beat him, because actually, even though he didn't find the life, the time that he wanted, he did become human.
Yeah.
So that's Tears in Rain. It's a film I've loved. It's a book I love so much. And Rage, this is based, it's my own interpretation of the story of Gellet and Prince Llewellyn. Gellet, the faithful hound, and Prince Llewellyn calls his hound to go hunting, and he's nowhere to be seen. And when he gets back, there is Gellet, his faithful hound, covered in blood. And the prince goes, it's killed the baby. He's killed the baby. And he flies into a rage, loses his temper, and kills it up. And then he hears the cry of his baby son, and he sees a dead wolf next to the crib, and he realizes that Gellet hasn't come because he was fighting a wolf to the death to save his son, to save the baby son, and he's killed his best friend. Well, any of us that are animal lovers, but your dog can easily become your best friend. Yeah. And in my own past, man, with my mental problems, with the challenges I've faced, I've had a bad temper. I did things that I absolutely regret because I lost my temper. And there was just something about this story and thinking along the lines of Celtic from the Welsh race and the Welsh language to the Scottish language and Stonehenge, all of this coming together, that I thought, actually, I can really feel this story now. Perhaps now I can feel what is at the center of this story is not that the dog, the faithful hound, saved the son. What is at the center is that someone killed their best friend because they were in a blind rage. They didn't stop, take time to find the facts. They made a decision and it was wrong.
Yeah.
Because they just didn't take the time. That is a lesson that is timeless for all of us. We've all made these mistakes. And I thought maybe this is time for that. And then the year beyond this year, Luke and I were sitting here in the studio, and we, Future Real from Maiden is just one of my very favorites. And unusually, it's a short song, but it's meant more over the years. I don't know why. It's meant more. It's nearly always in my set list in the encore, and it's meant more. Future and making your own future, being on the run, hiding out, facing the inevitable. But this thing of Future Real is a song that Steve Harris and I wrote together. It's a good feeling about it. And, we've often talked over the years, Chris and I, you know what, I'd love to have something like Future Real. And it was just, we've never tried to go, like Future Real, this. We just go, yeah, if it comes up, if there's an idea, yeah, it'd be great. Wouldn't it be nice? And then we invited Luke over and said, I've got this, show me what you've got, Luke. And I've got this. And the year beyond this year, of course, because we all suffered in the pandemic, and we can't just get up and leave that. But we don't have to go, okay, everything's going to be right. No, but what we can say is, you know what? Let's get ourselves well. Let's get ourselves positive again. Let's fix our mental health, and then let's go. So it's not the next year; it's the year beyond that year.
Yeah.
That's what. So even though it takes a long time, don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Keep going, even though it takes a long time, even though it seems impossible, even though you got blisters on your feet and you fucking run out of deodorant, you stink, and no one will come near you. Keep going. There will be a shower there someday. So that was it. And it's really cheesy. The lyrics are really cheesy and simple, but I absolutely stand by them. But there is the key. It's like a mantra in the center of this song with the instrumental. They won't break me. They won't stop me. They don't know me. I'm not scared.
Yeah.
That's what it is, man.
Of course. So
that's where that came from. And then we were looking at each other, and I think that's good. And then the next time we go, hey, that was, and it starts coming to life. That was good.
Yeah.
It worked. And then Ghost in the Bottle. Ghost in a Bottle is people that decide your life, who you are, what you deserve. Well, excuse me, the ghost in a bottle. You think you're a mind reader. You think you can predict the future. You're always right if you predict things will go badly, because there will always be a storm. The stock market will always crash eventually. So yes, of course, bad things will happen. You're always going to be right. So, but that doesn't mean it's the end because something bad happens. So you know what? I take your bad thoughts, I take your bad vibe, I put them in a bottle, and I show you, oh, look, all your bad vibes, how small. It's nothing. I throw that away. It's nothing. No,
that's probably
what's important is pushing on.
Yeah.
And so that's what that was.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite chorus on the album. Think it, see it, do it, wish it, dream it, be it. We will find a way.
It's the mantra. That's it. It's cheesy, it's simple, but on the whole album, different to my trilogy, on Infinite Entanglement, there are incredible rhymes and lyrics, all sorts of things that go together. On this, I wanted things to be simple and be direct and emotional thing, direct. So I don't really, if people say, oh, it's cheesy, I don't give a fuck. It's supposed to be simple. Everyone is supposed to understand it. If English is not your first language and you put this into Google Translate, it should come out just about the same as the one I wrote and intended.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. And what are you planning in terms of set list? I mean, obviously you want to do the due diligence and play a huge chunk of the new album, but you have a huge back catalog as well. And you want to play Maiden?
With War Within Me, we went out and we played half of the album, about 5 songs mixed in with the set, and then on the next part of the tour, we played almost all of the songs. So I don't know how it will go with this one. You know, really, I trust my fans more than anybody else. So I see my fans almost every night. There's a meet and greet that's included in your ticket when you see Blaze Bayley. My fans will tell me what their favorite songs are, what they want to hear, and we'll see. There's something about it. I feel that this album will last. I feel there's a lot to it. And when you put this together with the War Within Me album, I think there's a lot, man. There's a big set list there somewhere. So we'll just see. But yes, certainly there'll be 4 or 5 songs from it. And definitely the ones that we have as the singles. There's another 2 singles. So, you know, we've got at the moment Circle of Stone, that video. So far, my fans really like that and they're very pleased with the song. And I hope the next 2 videos that they will like those. And then in February, it's the whole album. So I'm very lucky with my fans in that people will stream the album so they can listen to it, but they still buy it.
Yeah.
To support me. So people want to own. That's what we are, though. I mean, in the rock, the heavy metal world, we're nerdy geeks. We have to own the album. We have to have it. We have to have the thing in our hands. So I'm never worried about that. You don't get a great deal. I don't get a great deal of money from Spotify or iTunes or anything like that. But you know how it works for me? Because I'm so small and it's so difficult to get on any mainstream radio or anything like that. What happens is, if you heard of me but you don't know my music, you can go listen to it on Spotify or iTunes for free with some adverts. And you can get, well, for me, that's as good as the radio. Yeah. And I'll never get on mainstream radio. So it doesn't matter to me that I only get this tiny little bit per play. That's not so much to me. What is important is that people who really love music and aren't afraid to listen and find the identity, life of the music, they can find me. Yeah, yeah. That's the important part of the streaming services. And for me, it really, people come to my shows and I have my vinyl at the show. I have my CDs. I have most of my catalog at the show. People buy my stuff at the show when they see me. Yeah. And well, you have a huge year of touring planned ahead of you. I know you're playing in Spain in a few days and all across Europe until October. Yeah. 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 Anything for North America? I'm located in Canada. No, by the way. It's very tough to get there. It's very, very tough. I'm very small and I'm absolutely independent. So for us, the costs of getting there are extremely high. I have fans there, but of course, it's vast. So even though I have a lot of fans, they're spread out all over the place. So it's very difficult to cover all of that ground. So I want to go there, but it takes a huge amount of planning.
It's
And
costly. Yeah.
yeah, it's a lot. I'm a full-time professional heavy metal singer. This is my day job. I'm very lucky to have this as my day job. But of course, it also means I've got to earn money at my day job.
Yeah.
So in Europe, I can earn money. In South America, I can. And it's very difficult in North America to do that. But I've been a couple of times. I will be going back. I just don't know when.
Yeah.
When the stars align,
Fair. Yeah.
then I'll be going back, and I'll be going back with a huge campaign on Facebook and everything so that what happens is it's different. I can go, and people will go, "Oh, I didn't know you were here." So when I go, I've got to be able to go, "Everybody, it's me, Blaze Bayley. I'm coming to North America."
Yeah.
You know, I've been to Canada a few times. I've been to Quebec, and I had wonderful times there. Wonderful times. But it's very difficult to get over to my fans in North America and USA to go, "Look, I'm here."
Yeah.
It's just difficult. It's a challenge.
Yeah.
So that's a challenge we have to face, and we have to win.
Fair, yeah. Well, the only time I saw you playing was with Iron Maiden in Rio in 1996 with Motorhead and Skid Row. I don't know if you remember that show very well.
Yeah, we did Monsters of Rock, and we did Curitiba, and I think we did Rio, did we?
You did. That's where I saw you. Yeah, and they wouldn't let Skid Row play.
Yeah, what it was is that in Sao Paulo, then they did not have a good reception there.
Yeah.
And Sebastian Bach came to me after the show, and he said, "Man, your fans hate us." And so he was so disappointed.
Yeah.
But that's it, it's the fans in Brazil, they have a different taste and all of this. So what happened was Skid Row then went first, then Motorhead, then Maiden, and it was okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and they're lovely guys. I mean, it was a shame because those guys in Skid Row are just lovely, lovely guys, great musicians. But, it's just the same as me. I am metal through and through. I'm rock. And for some people, they're never going to like what I do.
Yeah.
And that's fine. That's absolutely fine. But there are people that love what I do.
Yeah.
So you've got to just accept that, if you want everyone to like you, then play pop music.
Yeah. Taylor Swift.
Play pop music and dress fashionable, and you're going to have more people that like you. Go on reality TV if you want to be really popular. But if you want to live as an artist, then it's going to be rough times sometimes.
Yeah.
You have to accept that, because you know what is important? You're actually living as an artist. You're waking up, and your day job is what you would choose to do if you had a choice. You live in a dream.
Yeah.
So that's going to be tough sometimes.
Absolutely.
Dreams aren't always easy.
Yeah.
There's pain. Sometimes it feels like a curse, man. It's right. You can't not do it.
Yeah.
So that's my day job. That I'm very, very lucky. And the reason that I'm able to do it is I have incredible support from my fans around the world.
Yeah. And well, a lot of people say they would love to see you, Paul Diana, and Bruce on stage together.
Brilliant.
Concert.
It'd be a great idea. And you know what? I think Maiden would be resistant to that, because I think there'd be a lot of faffing around and everything. But I think fans would love it.
Do you see that happening, or?
No. But I'm on the fan side, because I think it would be really fun. Yeah. Really fun to do that, to go back and the three of us doing different things, coming on and different things, and Halloween have done this as well. So as a few bands have done it with more than one vocalist. I was on the Doro Classic Diamonds tour, couple of vocalists, and we shared the lead vocals and all that. It was fantastic. It was so much fun. It was just brilliant. And so I would love to do it. I'm absolutely open to it. I've got no conditions or anything. All I would say is I think it will have to be a very special time where Maiden would go, actually, this is an idea worth considering.
Yeah. Yeah. And maybe on their last show or the last tour when they announce it, if and when they announce that it's the last one. I don't know. Okay, everyone. Thank you for watching. And I'm sorry that we lost connection with Blaze right as he was responding to my last question. In any case, I think you got a pretty good idea of what he was trying to say. And Blaze's new album, Circle of Stone, comes out on February 23rd, and you can already check out the first few singles, the title track and Rage. For more daily interviews, reviews, and features, visit sonicperspectives.com. Take care and rock on.